Hey, welcome to Barker's Bikes, and this is my dad's Honda Goldwing. And I almost dropped this thing making a U-turn in an area that would normally be effortless for me as a motor officer. And there's one reason why. Allow me to introduce you to Darksiding. Now, if this tire looks a little funny to you, there's a good reason for that. It's because it's not a motorcycle tire. It's a car tire mounted on a motorcycle rim. Now, why would someone do that? Well, some see it as almost like they have cheated the system, like it's the ultimate maintenance hack. And honestly, there are some perks that go along with it. You can get 3 and even 4 times the amount of mileage out of one of these tires as you can your motorcycle tire. Also, you have more stability in a straight line, and you have better braking due to the extra wide contact patch. So why would you not do this? Well, it's not all honey and no bees, and that's what we're gonna be talking about in this video today. If we haven't met, I'm Justin Barker. I'm a motor officer and accident investigator on a mission to get you home safe on your next ride. That's what this channel is all about, and I think it's worth talking about darksiding in case you're considering doing it for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, I think it's only fair that we go over some of the pros when it comes to darksiding your motorcycle. One of them we already mentioned, that's increased tire life. You can get a ton of miles out of doing this, and it seems to make sense if you're making a lot of cross-country trips or doing a lot of touring. Another benefit is increased stability with a load. These car tires can handle a much heavier load than a motorcycle tire. So if you've got a heavier passenger, or maybe you're carrying a lot of cargo or pulling a trailer, this seems to make sense. Also, it's been reported that water shedding in the rain also is more favorable because of all the water shedding channels that a car tire has. One of my favorite things that I've heard mentioned is increased braking due to the extra wide contact patch whenever you're trying to brake in a straight line. If you go on the forums or you search YouTube, you're going to normally find 2 camps of people. People who can't stop singing the praises of these dark-sided motorcycles, and then the other camp says that you're probably going to get yourself killed on your first ride. Now, I'm not in either camp, but as an accident investigator, I would like to go over some of my concerns with you before you put a car tire on your motorcycle. Now let's go over the darkest side of darksiding your motorcycle. This is something you may not have thought about because it's not something you see every day. Part of my responsibilities is investigating fatal crashes or crashes that involve serious physical injury. In the event this motorcycle is involved in one of those type crashes, they send a team of people out to investigate the crash. Usually these are police officers with highly specialized training in accident reconstruction. When we're looking over this case, we're documenting everything. One of the things that we document is the tires. We go over the condition of the tires, how much tread depth is left on the tires, the age of the tires, and we're definitely going to notice if the motorcycle is equipped with a car tire instead of a motorcycle tire. Now you may be thinking, well, what does this matter? It's a tire. It matters because it alters the performance of the motorcycle away from the way it was intended from the factory. Now, insurance companies also hire experts. They are basically counter experts. They're looking over all the pictures we've taken. They're looking over all the different scenarios that we've drawn up. And they're also going to see that the motorcycle was equipped with a car tire. Now, these experts are not on your side. These are the counter experts, and they're trying to see that the insurance company doesn't have to pay out a bunch of money. They are going to go do their own investigation, and if the motorcycle and the other car is still in storage, they're going to go look over it themselves. They're also going to find that the motorcycle was equipped with a car tire. Even if that car tire decreases the overall stopping distance, that's not the part that's going to matter to them. They're going to argue the fact that the car tire altered the motorcycle's maneuverability and handling and braking away from the way it was intended from the factory. They're going to do this, and they're going to make it look as if it wouldn't have had that tire on it, the motorcyclist could have possibly avoided the crash. Their overall goal is to save that insurance company a lot of money. And that's where it affects you and your family. If they can use that against you, they will. Hey guys, real quick, a word from my sponsor. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Now, this is a verse that I think about almost daily during my quiet time, during my prayer time, because it's something that is so important, because what we meditate on is what we're going to be talking about. Case in point, if you were to get us both together tomorrow, even if we didn't know each other, the conversation is going to drift towards motorcycles, because that's something I've been thinking about, and it's going to naturally come up in the conversation, and maybe you as well. If you hang out with somebody that's into golf or baseball or football, whatever the hobby may be, the conversation is going to drift in that direction because it just naturally comes up, it comes out. Jesus said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. A cool thing about thoughts is whatever you think about can eventually become your reality. For instance, Amazon did not start off as a giant corporation. Neither did YouTube start off as a giant platform, and this YouTube channel did not start off as a YouTube channel. It started as a thought. What you think about often enough has the ability to shape your reality. We've just got to make sure that the things that we're thinking about are taking us in a direction that we want to become our reality. As the saying goes, as the mind goes, the man follows. Let's get back to the content. Earlier I mentioned almost dropping this bike, and why would that have happened? Why did Darkside tires cause me to almost drop the bike? My dad and I had taken a trip and we were in a tight area after doing some sightseeing. I thought I would whip the bike around for him, that way he doesn't have to put the effort in, and he's not as stable at slow speeds as I am. So I hopped on the bike and I go to make my turn, and it automatically felt different. And the reason it felt so different is because the flat patch of the tire was trying to stay with the grade of the road. This particular area of the road had a pretty steep grade to it for water drain off. So as I'm trying to make the U-turn, it was almost like someone was standing on the side of the motorcycle, pushing me against my wheel, trying to get me off balance. It's because the tire wanted to stay flat with the asphalt, which was essentially making me and the entire motorcycle be at a fixed lean angle. That was not the lean angle I needed to be at, and I had to fight against that to make the turn. The ground is not always level. Occasionally, you're going to get on some sloped asphalt, and the tire is going to want to stay flat against that asphalt, and I'm telling you, it's just a bad feeling. Another issue is whenever you're riding the motorcycle at speeds. Now, it feels like the motorcycle is following a rut in the road, like it feels locked into a rut. Some people may consider this stability. Me, I don't think that feels like stability at all. It feels like you're stuck in a groove. Another issue is whenever you're going into a turn, like if you're cornering at speed, the motorcycle has to go up onto the edge of a car tire. Some people may think that it automatically goes flat because of the amount of G-force and pressure that you're putting on it. But that does not feel like it's the case. When you go into that corner, you're only running on a small section of the car tire at that point. So you have less traction at a time when you need it the most. And not to mention the fact that the rubber compound is different in a car tire. It's not going to be as sticky as motorcycle tires. As motorcycle riders, we take risk. We would take risk every time we go out, but there's no need in increasing our risk and liability if you don't have to. Now, after all this, if you still want to try the Darkside, then I don't hold it against you. We tried it ourselves. I rode the Darksided Goldwing around and kind of feel for it myself. And at first, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I was still able to maneuver the bike around, but it's when you're caught off guard at a stoplight, or you're doing some slow riding in traffic and that camber of the road is different and you're not thinking about it. Then all of a sudden the motorcycle feels like it's getting pushed over. This is when it's going to matter. Part of motorcycling is that ability to get out here and get into what they call that flow state. And you can just ride and go into these curves and everything seems effortless and like it's a part of you. Darksiding your motorcycle takes this away. It really limits the freedom that the motorcycle is able to provide. If you want that type of feeling, then get yourself a trike, you'd probably be better off. Now, I absolutely understand why long distance touring riders do this, but is the trade-off worth the risk?